Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, so my name is E. This is E's Creations Paint Party. It's Friday night. What? We're doing Shocker. I hope we're doing Shocker. I believe we're on to Shocker. So tonight is going to be our little Frankenstein monster. And of course, we have to give props to you-know-who. There he is, the man of the hour. The buddy. Saying hi to your fans, Butters? Yeah? Is you're a good boy? Oh, really? Is that so? Yes. Oh, you never know when he might be chiming in, so we always have to give props to him. Look, he knows I'm grabbing a treat. You guys see this? You guys see this? I'm grabbing a treat. See my messy counter? There you go, buddy. There you go. And he's off. All right, hello, Katrina. How are you, sweetheart? So I gotta show you guys my handy dandy table. That's what we gotta do. Hello, Amanda. How are you, doll? All right, so here we are. Same colors every single party. Black, red, yellow, blue, and white. We have, of course, the coffees in the house. You're going to need some crumpled up paper towel. Nice, clean, crumpled up paper towel. And, of course, we've got Big Boy. He is a 1-inch flat. We have Mini Me. He is a small shader. Looks just like Big Boy. And we have Tiny in the house. He is a round for details. And, of course, Mr. Nifties are hanging out with us tonight. So, say hello. If you're painting with me, let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. And we're doing Shocker. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I got Katrina. I got Amanda. Hello. Let's see who else we got to add to this. Sheila is hanging out with us tonight. So I got her right, Sheila. And you're not painting tonight. You're just going to be a watcher. That's fine, honey. And he looks like your dog, Diesel. Yeah, Butters is Jack Russell and Dawson's. Joan is in the house. Oh, yeah. Tina B's hanging out with us tonight. Hello, doll. All right, let's see who else we got going on here. Marie. Hi, Marie. Marie is here. I always like saying the double, Marie. I don't know why I do that, but I like to do that. All right, I'm going to put, you finished that already, Butters? Wow. All right, let's see. I'm doing homework again. You're doing homework again? Okay. Let me fit, the camera's a bit smudgy. Let me fix that. I can't, you'd think I would do that before I start, right? Nah, I think I just made it worse. Hold on, earthquake. Earthquake! Ah! Alright, that's better. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Welcome. If you're new to the fam, let everybody know, and we'll give you a warm E's Creations family welcome, 6,000%. So, and let's see, somebody's popping on to say hi. Katrina, you're not painting at the moment. We'll watch the replay and paint. Oh, no worries, hon. No worries. And Debbie got it right tonight. You are in the right spot, my friend. You are here. All right, so I'm working on a 16 by 20 canvas. It's 20 straight up and down, 16 across. If you're working on something a different size, that is fine. As long as you're in the general area of your canvas that I am in, you will be fine. I'm thinking about changing this up a little bit tonight. So if you need a reference, I can't show you both at once. So take your screenshot if you need a reference. But I'm thinking I'm going to put like his fingertips right here, like he's peeking over the side. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'm thinking about doing that. Just so it looks like he's like peeking over the edge, right? Like he's on a sill or something, which means I'd have to move him up a little bit. So, if you want to do the original, it's the same thing. He's just going to be further down. So, thank you so much for the stars, Debbie. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, so that reminds me. Stars is enabled for support, since I do offer these for free. You guys keep the lights on. And I also have PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. I'm going to share those links with you now. I also post all of my replays onto YouTube, so I'm going to give you that post as well. Now, my sister's been... Sorry, hit the wrong button. My sister's been having a little trouble with the YouTube, so, but you could always find the replays on my page, so no worries about that. They're all on my page as well. So there's Venmo, and PayPal is already linked in this broadcast. And let me share the... Sorry about that, guys. I hit the wrong button. You guys know me in buttons. You already know me in buttons, so we are not surprised that I just paused the video. I'm glad it was still here when I got back. 6,000%. All right, all my videos are kid-friendly. I'm going to try to watch this thing, and if you guys could watch your comments, that would be awesome. Those of you following my make-em-up journey, I went with browns and nude colors, and of course I have to have the sparklies, so the copper gold sparkly. So there you go. That's what is rocking on Eve's face tonight. All right, back to painting the good stuff. All right, guys, so take your screenshot for your reference if you need that for yourself, and we're gonna get started. Oh yeah, 6,000%. So, I hope everybody had a good week. I hope you guys are all practicing your landscape. So you guys have questions for me for when we do part 2, and part 3, How to Tuesday part 3, right? 6,000%, and I know most of you, hello, Wendy. Most of you don't like the music, so I have it really quiet in the background just for my own personal sanity. All right, here we go. It's the almighty blank canvas. It's so scary, but we're going to hit it with our almighty brushes. Yes, we are. We're going to hit it with the almighty brushes, butters. That's what we're going to do. 6,000%. So, you're going to swirl, tap, dab, big boy is what you're going to do. You're swirl, tap, dabbing the big boy. Alright, that's what we're going to start off with. So, swirl it in the cup, tap it on the side, dab it on your paper towel. Alright, dab it on your paper towel. And we're going to fill this whole background with stormy colors. Okay, so we're going to be using blue and black and white. The picture's all green. I don't know why it's green, hun. Why is the picture green? I don't know why the picture's green. I'll rub the camera again. Hello, Lynn. Hello. Oh, we're pixelated? Hold on. Alright, we should be better now. You can type, I'm seeing it. Yours is pink? Hot pink? Hello, Jackie. How are you? I have, thank you so much for the stars, Pamela. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much for the stars, hon. Hello. Happy Friday, Joanne. How are you doing, sweetheart? I'm just waiting to start because some people are having screen problems. Everything is pixelated. It's all crazy, so we're waiting. I'm just waiting to start. You're not seeing me. All right, let me, I got full signal. All those buttons are correct. Let me, did I throw paint at the wall? Hello, Diane. Hello, hello, hello. Did I throw paint at the wall? I did not throw paint at the wall. Let's see. You left and came back, still pixelated. Alright, let me hit this button. And, hello, 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 Lee. How are you? Is that better? I hit a whole bunch of buttons. I disappeared for a while. I don't want to hit any more buttons, guys. So, you're so happy to be here. Well, I'm happy you're here too, Diane. 6,000%. It's good now? All right. Cool. Because I didn't know all better. Okay. That worked, whatever I did. All right. Cool beans. Thank you, internet gods. Oh my goodness. I can't. Oh goodness gracious. That stuff drives me nuts. I know it's frustrating on your end too, and I'm like so powerless. It's like I am so powerless on being able to help you. Literally, all I did was switch the internet on the phone off and turned it back on. I did the old on-off trick. That's as good as I get. Anything past that, we're done. All right, let's paint while it's working. Cheese and crackers. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Wow. Okay. Hello, 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 Carolyn. How are you doing, sweetheart? Cheese and crackers. Okay. So, swirl tap that big boy. You went out and came back in, so it's working for you too? Okay, Pamela. Yeah, I did the old turn it off, turn it back on trick. That's as good as I get with that one. Alright, so we're grabbing white, we're grabbing blue, and we're grabbing black. White, blue, and black, okay? And you are going to crisscross. This way and this way, the X's. Okay? You're going to do the X's because we want some texture on here. We want some texture, alright? And you're going to stick and move. You're going to stick and move so it doesn't all blend together. Alright, stick and move so it doesn't all blend together. As you get further up, if you want to make it darker and add more black, you can, hello, 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 you and Charlie are there? Okay, Brenda, that sounds good to me. I just got started, so Brenda and Charlie in the house. What? Oh, much better. Good, Pamela. I'm glad that worked. Yeah, that's like the only trick I know too, is to go out and come back in, or to shut it off and then turn it back on. That's like the extent that I get as far as technology skills. That's as good as I get. 6,000%. So we're sticking and moving, guys. We're sticking and moving. All right, stick and move, just like Muhammad Ali. You want the texture. You want the different colors. I'm putting black, blue, and white all on my brush at the same time. All on my brush at the same time. Okay, and you want to put it on and keep it moving. And I'm doing the X's or the crisscross, whatever you guys want to call it. We're doing the crisscross. The crisscross. Yes, we are. Alright, and we want lots and lots and lots of texture here. Okay, so I'm going to do something a little bit different since red makes green pop and our monster is green. I'm actually going to start adding some red to this. So I'm grabbing red now with the black, blue, and white. Okay, so I have all that on my brush at once. and we're just going crisscross back and forth. That's all. And I don't have red in the original one, but red makes green pop. So if you guys are doing your Mr. Frankenstein green, which you don't have to, but if you're doing them green, if you want to add a little bit more, a little bit of red in here, 6,000% do it. Okay, so once you hit right around the middle area, you're going to make this blended, no more crisscross. Okay, so right when you hit the halfway point, you're just going to swipe it onto your canvas, just regular like, no more crisscross. Okay, just regular like. And I gotta grab more white paint. I'm already out of white paint. I gotta grab some more. Oh yeah, I used that up real fast, didn't I? Alright, so white, some red, some blue, some black, all on the brush. Right, I'm going to go easy so I don't flick it across my kitchen the way I usually do. You guys already know I flick paint, yep, so put it on nice and easy, Eve. Nice and easy. Easy does it. No flinging it across your kitchen. Because we know how I do. We know how I do. 6,000%. So, nope, I just flicked it on my arm instead. See, I got blue freckles now. Flicked it on my arm. It went this away instead of that away. It went this away instead of that away. So, I am just going straight across now. If you want to leave your colors separated, stick and move. If you want them more blended, keep brushing over them and they will become more blended. So this is a little different than the original because I'm adding some red into this to give it more of a purpley background. Purpley. That is an official word, by the way. In case you didn't know, that's official. Purpley is an official word. I deem it so. So it is. Alright, so everybody, don't listen to Webster. Don't listen to Webster. Purpley is an official word. You have my permission to use it in all of your sentences. 6,000%. Alright, so from here on out, you can use the word purpley. It's totally allowed. Alright, I need more crisscross right there. Okay, so I'm going to grab my white and my blue and my black again. My palette's already a big old mess. I'm just scooping paint off of it. I'm just scooping paint off of it at this point. That's what I'm doing. I'm just scooping paint from, I'm just scooping paint from the messy palette that I have. That's what I'm doing. We're just scooping. We're scooping. And I'm going crisscross. Crisscross, here, there, not everywhere. I'm just hitting it lightly just to get rid of like the thicker areas. But really light sweep. Just on the parts that are like really extra ultra thick. Okay, so I'm just doing a light sweep over to thin those areas out. If you notice, I'm still sticking and moving because I want the separation of colors. In my background, I'm just getting rid of the thick areas. So see how lightly I'm holding my brush? See this? Wiggly wiggly, loosey goosey. Alright, and I'm just smacking it. Smacka. I'm just smacking it on the thick areas there. Smacka. Very, very technical going on. We're smacking. If you ever want to add a whole lot of texture to one of your paintings, do the smacka. See? You can hear it. Playing my drum. Dun. It's the rain dance. We're calling in a storm. So if you do the smacka, You will get texture in your paintings. Alright, I'm putting Big Boy away. Alright, I'm done playing. I smeared the paint that's on my arm, so now it's all over my arm. And, layer 1, guys. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, I hope everybody's having an amazing Friday night. I did my last show of the season, unless I do some inside Christmas ones, so I don't have to load the car after our live or any of that kind of stuff. I have to press buttons. My sister has been putting all my works onto Etsy, and we've been taking them from Etsy and putting them on my website. So if you guys want to give original one-of-a-kind art as gifts for Christmas, I'll share my Etsy link with you. Yes, insert commercial here. What? That's what I'm doing. 6,000%. I'm inserting a commercial. Now watch, I don't have the Etsy link. Do I have the? There it is. Bam. So that's my Etsy shop. My sister's been loading up all these pictures on there, and also on my website, www.evesartistry.com. That is my website. So we've been hitting mucho buttons. If you want to find like all my social media links, like my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Etsy, like all of those links are the second page of my website. There's a button, and it shoots you right to that platform. So if you want to find the other avenues that I am on other than Facebook, go to www.evesartistry. So EVESARTISTRY.com. Spelling is hard. Did you see the smoke? I'm trying to spell that. Good Lord. I'm telling you. Spelling is hard. Okay, so the reason I told you needed a scrunched up paper towel is because we're going to add more and more texture to this, and then we're going to be flicky doing clouds and all sorts of stuff. Okay, guys, so if get some clean paper towel and scrunch it up. We're not going to do it. I'm waiting for this to dry. If I go to smush on this now, it's really tacky, and all it's going to do is make little peaks and get very like gross. So we got to wait for that to dry, and while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to map in Mr. Frankenstein here. All right, so, and it doesn't, it's okay if this is still wet, right? Layer 1, mapping in, just putting the shape in. Is everybody cool? Send me a thumbs up if you're all cool with me adding the hands on the bottom. I'm giving it a little change up. Send me some, I know you guys are having fun smacking your sky still. Everybody's having fun with that. You're all home smacking your sky. Alright, cool beans. I see those. Alright, we're going to do it with the hands. We're changing it up a little bit. And if you mess it up, if you mess up the hand part, that's okay. You can just blend it out with the into the shirt. Alright, so if you're going to do the hands, if you're going to do the hands and the fingers and you mess them up, that's okay. You can blend them right out into his shirt, no worries. Alright, so since I'm putting the hands on the bottom, right, we got to lift them up a little bit. So let's just mark off where they're going to go. I'm grabbing white paint, using Big Boy, and right on the bottom of my canvas, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to put 4 over there, and we're going to put 4 over here. So let's see, I got about 2 big boys over, 2 big boys over, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so there's our little fingertips that we're going to add. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? And now we got to put the shoulders in, right? So I'm gonna come up at an angle from the side of the canvas and then go across. All right, guys. So if you want to find your center, let's find our center. It's so hard for me to find my center when I'm from the side. Okay, so that's about my center right there. All right, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go from my center, and we're going to just pull this way, right? Hold back here, straight up against the canvas. You could fill and fix, pull that way, and then curve. Bam! Just like that. One shoulder. Ready? We're going to go this way now. And we're going to hit that. I curved right above that last finger, so I'm going to curve right above this last finger. And bam! There it is. We got Frankenstein's shoulders. Alright. Now his head is just a rectangle. And if you want it in the middle, okay, draw your line up. Remember, start off smaller than what you actually want it, because the more we play with it, the bigger it's going to get. So draw your line up, and then you're going to do go out that way and then go out that way. All right, make sure those lines are even. And then when you bring it down, his head is going to be pretty much in the center of your canvas. All right, so we're going to put his head in. And you're just going to fill and fix now, guys. Fill and fix. All right, fill and fix. And you want to round the edges. So you're going to round the edges of your rectangle. Okay, so round them out. All right, 6,000%. Okay, and I'm going to bring this up a little higher. He's looking like he has a small head compared to his body. So I'm going to bring this up a little higher. Come on down. And come down this way. There we go. That's looking a little more proportioned. So his head should be about 2 of these. Okay, so whatever size that is, his head should be about 2 of those. All right, to make it more in proportion. And now I'm just going to fill and fix. And like I said, it's okay if your sky is, your background color is mixing into this white. It doesn't matter. This is layer 1. All right, and this is why we do these things, because if you screw up, you could easily blend it out, right? So if you screw up, you can easily blend it out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Notice how his head's just getting bigger and bigger as I play with it. Right, now his chin's like all the way down here. So I speak from the voice of experience. So anything I tell you guys, 6,000%, is I only know this stuff because I screwed it up. That is the truth right there. I only know how to help you guys out because of all the things that I've screwed up while I was painting. So there you go. Just goes to show you that mistakes are actually a blessing, because mistakes allow us to learn, right? And not coming in first makes us work harder, right, to achieve that goal. And trying something and not getting it right, that's okay, because you're going to see, if you take the time to look at where the problem was, you can recognize it, and then you could try to fix it when you try again. So they're necessary in life. Mistakes and losing is necessary in life to be able to grow and learn and have things give you a sense of accomplishment, give you a sense of pride, right? I don't want to start a whole debate, but I am definitely, I don't like this participation. Everybody gets a trophy, first prize trophy, even if you just participate. I am not no. I think like our flower petals should have winners and losers, right? We have winners on top of the flowers and losers that are underneath the petals. Same in life. Same in life. Lord knows I have lost many times. I have screwed up many times. And you know what? The key is to get back up and try again. Oh, now we're freezing? I certainly hope not. I certainly hope not, Debbie. Anyway, now that I gave my little speech, I don't know what got me on that tangent. All right, good. Nobody else is freezing. All right, that's good. Phew, jeez. Sorry you're freezing, Debbie, but I'm just glad that nobody else is freezing because I would have. I want to try really, really hard not to throw the phone. You know what I mean? I'm trying really, really, really hard not to throw the phone. You agree with me, Diane? Well, thank you. I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I really don't. Oh, because I was talking about mistakes, right? That's what brought that about. Okay. So, check your sky. Is it dry? If it's dry, we're going to go into the next layer. If it's dry, we're going to go into the next layer. Okay, so the next layer is where you're going to be using your paper towel. All right, and you're going to be using Big Boy. And you don't want to go white, white, white. You just want to go lighter than the sky you already have. So let me show you on the original. Okay, so, and you want to leave dark areas. See the dark areas? So this is the original sky. Alright, these areas. And this is what we're going to smush with paper towel. See this color, not dry yet? Okay, Jamie, no worries. See this color in here? Right? It's lighter, but not that much lighter, just a touch lighter. That's what we're smushing with the paper towel. Okay, guys? So, that's what you want to try to do. Alright, so I'm going to grab my white. Let me pour more blue paint. Alright, if it's not dry, just do the elephant. If you don't have just do it. You want to see what the elephant is? This is the elephant. Can I show you guys? So basically I stand with the painting and I swing my arm back and forth like a elephant trunk. So it's like, woo. I can't do the elephant noise. So I go like this. That's what I do. But down here. I just don't have any space right here. That's what I call the elephant. The elephant drawing trick. I can't do the elephant noise though. That made my lips tingle. Alright, I gotta grab more blue paint. I gotta grab more blue paint. And more white paint. Okay, so we're looking for a sky color a little bit lighter. Alright, so I'm grabbing my blue. I'm grabbing my white. I'm grabbing my black. I'm going to do a little dab. I got a big old hair on my palette. I'm going to do a little dab. Okay, to see if it's lighter. Not really, so I'm going to add some more white to that. Just a little dab, right? Don't overmix it. See, it's all different colors still. You just want to kind of see if it's going to be lighter than what you already got. Alright, again, crisscross. Oh, see, that's not light enough. See how it just disappeared? So, I got to grab more white. More white! Alright. And dab that. Hopefully that'll be lighter now. Okay, so you're going to crisscross. Like that. And then you're going to take your paper towel. Make sure it's all crumply. And you're going to smush. Just like that. Alright? And if your paper towel starts to flatten out, re-crumple it. Re-crumple it. So we're getting nice and messy tonight. Oh yeah. So you're going to smush. Just like that. Alright? And you're just going to put in these lighter smushed areas. Here, there, not everywhere. Smush it away. Smush, smush. And if your paper towel flattens out, see how that flattened out? Put more crumples in it. Crumples. Another real word. I just deemed it so. Okay? And that's all you're going to do. So, dab some paint. Make a lighter area. Here, there, not everywhere. Take your paper towel and smush. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, guys. So if you ever want to make a sky and it has clouds in it, with no real definition, it's just a cloudy sky, well, guess what? This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Alright, I'm going to put some here, on this side of his head, over here, and do my little crumples. Okay, and then I'm going to go on this side of his head, over here, and do my little crumples. Again, if it goes flat, re-crumple your towel so you have all of those pieces in there. Okay? And just like that, you have a cloudy sky. Voila! Voila, voila, voila. This one's a good one to do. This is a good painting to do with kids, FYI. So I really have to behave because I want people to be able to replay this and do it with their kids. Okay, so if you know anybody that's looking for a fun thing to do for Halloween with their kids, this is a good painting for that. Because it has a big graphic to it, and you know, you get to play with the paper towel and do all these crumply things, and you know, it's a fun painting to do all these things. Alright, so now if you went a little too happy with that and lost your dark areas, guess what? You can put them back in. Okay, so if you went a little too happy, just grab your black and your blue. Alright, grab your black and your blue. And you can put the dark areas back in. So, if you went a little too happy, alright, you can put these back in. Alright? No worries. No worries. If you were good and left your darker spaces, then that's cool too. It's totally up to you. Alright? It's totally up to you. It is your sky. So I'm going to fill in the dark areas just because this is fun. Even though on the original I left the background sky showing more. I'm just enjoying doing this, actually, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to do some dark areas too. Why not? Why not, right? 6,000%. So, as you're doing these darker and lighter areas, what I want you guys to do is I want you in your head to start thinking, where's your lightning going to be jumping around? Okay? Because it's going to jump from light sky to light cloud to light cloud. Okay? So in my head, I already have it bouncing from this one to that one. Alright? So, as you're placing this on here, you want to start thinking to yourself, think, where is the lightning going to be jumping across and landing, right? On which clouds? So if you turned around and lined up 3 clouds like that, you're not going to have much jump, right? Because it's just going to go straight down. So you want to put these zigzag across from each other. You want some here, you want some there. whatever you want to do. You want to turn around and make sure that you have your darker areas and your lighter areas, because that's where the lightning is going to jump from cloud to cloud. Okay? 6,000%. Alright, I'm going to stop playing. I'm having fun now. This is fun. I like doing the paper towel sky. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, and it's a lot of fun to do. Alright, I need to grab a soda. I already drank my coffee. We already drank the coffee. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, and once it starts to get tacky, like if it's starting to like be sticky, stop playing with it. That means your paint's on there really thick, and it also means that it's drying on you. So if your paper towel is like literally like sticking, stop messing with it. Leave it alone. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Yay. Okay, so that being said, we need layer 2 on Mr. Monster. Mr. Monster, we need layer 2. So I'm going to swirl tap dab the bigger boy here. Alright, we'll swirl tap that big boy. And I'm going to grab my white paint again. And we're going to do layer 2. Alright, fill and fix. And it doesn't have to be completely white, 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 white. Alright, you don't have to like drive yourself nuts and get this to be the most perfect white. He's a monster. He can look a little grungy. You know, same like when we did Jason, way back when. Hello, 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 Diana. How are you? Hello, 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 Jay. Hello, sweethearts. So when we did, you know, when we did Jason, we didn't worry about it being white, white, white. Boy, Jason was a while ago. So we have one more Halloween painting left. Didn't that go fast? Tell me that didn't go fast. Halloween, right? It's literally like a week away. A week and a day away. Right? Literally like a week and a half away is Halloween. Like, where did October go? Seriously, where did October go? Can anybody tell me where October went? So, I'm actually going to a Halloween dance tomorrow night. So, I'm kind of excited about that. A group of my girlfriends, we're getting dressed up, and we're going to a Halloween dance. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And one of my friends, me and another girl, we're actually going to be twinning. So we're going to have the same costume on. And this is an adult show, but I don't know if any of you guys watch. It's a really bad show, actually. Maybe I won't say it, the title of it, but basically it's about a society that took over America, and they have these women that they use as slaves for the kids. I don't know if slaves is the right word. Anyway, it's not a very nice TV show, though. So, I'm not going to say the name. I don't want a little kid watching this and then Googling it. So we'll leave it at that. But basically, I'm going to be all in red with a white hat. And we'll leave it at that. If you can figure it out, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. But anyway, that's coming up tomorrow night. So, and that's the only thing I did for Halloween. What are you guys doing for Halloween? Do you even celebrate Halloween? Like, what's going on with you guys for Halloween? We have one painting left. It's the Witch in the Moon painting. It's this painting right here. Da, 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 da. So this is Friday. This is next Friday. What? So, we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Da, 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 da. Amanda, you watch me on TikTok. That painting is actually going to be Tuesday's painting on TikTok, and then it's going to be Friday's painting here on Facebook. So, Amanda, you're going to get to watch it twice. You'll be an expert. And Tina B, if you join me on TikTok. Some of you join me on TikTok, which I really appreciate the support. Thank you. I do. I appreciate it a lot. Okay. So, now we got to paint a shirt. Hopefully somebody else will take your great-grandson and you can stay home and watch TV. Well, you know, you can ask somebody else. So, whatever color you want to make a shirt, can make a shirt. Alright, I'm going to go with blue. So, I'm grabbing white and I'm grabbing blue. And I'm going to color in this shirt. Now, I'm just going to flick when I get to the fingers. I'm just going to flick when I get to the fingers. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. So I kind of leave where my fingers are so I could see them, but I'm not worrying about the shape of them right now. I will fix that later once everything dries. So I am making his shirt blue. So I grabbed white and I grabbed blue. And I am just coloring this in. That is all I'm doing. We're just coloring. 6,000%. So going around here and over here. Alright, gonna try to stay in my lines. I'm using the edge of this brush, right, to do my edges. I'm doing my brush strokes all down. Okay, and there's a reason for that, which I'll get to. Your Halloween party at the club tomorrow night. You're gonna be a witch. Oh, guys, hey, if you are dressing up or if your fam's dressing up, totally, you got where I, on the event page where I said to post your, monster pictures, right? Your paintings on the event page. If you want to post pictures of you and your fam and everybody dressed up, do it. Oh, you know what? I'll make a special post for it. Craft sale next Saturday. Nothing, because Tina B's been blowing it up, man. She's been selling all of her creations. How amazing is that? Oh my goodness, I totally want to see the witch costume. All right, I'm gonna make a post on the page. So if you guys dress up for a party or your family's all dressed up, you want to show off your kids or the grandkids or whatever, we'll do that. Okay, I'll do a post on a page and I'll share my picture too. Of me being dressed tomorrow night. Okay, guys? Yeah, I'm excited about that. The softer tones, I'm like actually, like it's so weird just staring at yourself all the time. So I'm actually kind of digging the softer colors I got going on here. It's a little more mellow, right? On my bright stuff. I like the bright stuff though too, but... And the lipstick's actually staying on. I'm surprised about that. I usually lose the lipstick the first sip of drink I take. So, yeah. So I'll put a post on the page. And everybody can share on that post. If you're comfortable sharing. It is social media. So if you're not comfortable sharing the kids, I totally understand. Yes! Right, Diane? You want to... Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a spot to... you know, because that... Putting a costume together is another form of creating, guys. It's another form of creating. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Alright, so I'm going to flicky-do on top of the fingers here. And I'm going to flicky-do in between the fingers here. So I don't have to worry about separating them later. And then once you have this all painted in, whatever color you want to make his shirt, right? I'm going to make sure his shoulders line up because I got one all the way up here And this one's all the way down there. So make sure your shoulders line up. Alright, that they're directly across from each other, around the same height. Okay? Shoop. So, and once you have this colored in, you want to turn around, and I'm not going to wash my brush, but I'm going to grab the, misses the beginning, we'll watch the replay, looks great. That's okay, Donna. Aw, thank you, Diane, I appreciate that. I'm just having fun with my hobby. That's okay, Donna, that's what the replays are for, that's what we do this for, okay, 6,000%. Like I said, there's been something going on with YouTube and my sister posting the videos, but if you go to the top of the Facebook page, you'll see a button that says videos, and you can access all the replays there right from the Facebook page, okay? So I'm taking white paint on the tip of Big Boy, and I'm going to flicky-do, right? So I'm going to line it up to his shirt here, and I'm just going to flick downwards, like the lightning is reflecting off of his shoulders and arms. Okay, guys? So I am just taking the white paint. Notice I didn't grab any more white paint. Alright? Small amount of paint. And I'm just flicky-doing down from the shoulders. Alright? And over on this side. So line it up and flick. Alright? Just line it up and flick. So this is the reflection of the lightning on his shoulders. Okay, and I'm just softening it up a little bit, going over it again. And I need a little more right on this edge. Right on that edge. Alright, so now that you have the white paint on your brush, you want to do his little electrode nuggets coming out from the side of his head. Okay, guys? So literally you're just going to make a triangle. Alright, and then you make a triangle on this side. And you just make this piece a little fatter, okay? So you just make that piece a little fatter. Alright, so I literally just put Big Boy here and I swoop like this, and then I'm lining up the edges. Alright, so there's one big old electrode, and then we got to do the other side. So I'm taking Big Boy, I'm going where that point is, I'm just pulling out like that, and then I'm just making sure the sides of my triangle are big enough to have it be on the edge of that square that I made. Alright, so I made my triangle to know where it's going, and then I just did the flat brush, pulled it outwards to get this part thicker, and then lined up the sides. Alright, 6,000%. Okay, so moving right along. Alright, let's put his fingers back in. So I'm just taking white paint with Big Boy again. Hello, 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 Cindy. And I'm just going to smash his fingers back in here. Just going to smash the fingers. So I'm just putting the brush on here. I'm giving a little push, and I'm just going down. Brush, push, pull down. Alright? That's all I'm doing. Put the brush, give it a push, pull down. Hi Cindy, how are you doing, sweetie? Alright, Big Boy is, I'm swirl tap dabbing Big Boy, and then I'm going to clean up this edge around his shirt, and then we're going to go back to the sky. Alright, so I'm swirl tap dabbing Big Boy because he was getting really goopy gobby on me. And now I'm just going to grab some white paint, and I'm just going to follow my edge and clean this all up. Like where the the electrode nugget is coming in, and then where the shirt is, right? So if you went out of your lines, or you went over your face line doing any of that, now you can clean it up, okay? So that, and I'm holding big boy here. I'm using control, right? I'm churning him, you know, to do a nice wrap around the face like that. Okay, nice line. Cleaning up where this met the face. And we're just cleaning him up a little bit, because he has a big old square blockhead. There he is. Swoop, there he is. And then we're going to go back and play with our sky some more. Whoop, whoop. Oh yeah. So this painting's a lot of fun. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. There's no really tiny little details or anything. So Tina B, once you're done with all your homeworks, whenever that's going to be, you should try painting this one. Alright, roll call time. If I missed you, let me know, okay guys? I got Katrina and Amanda, Sheila, Joan, Tina B, Marie, Jamie, Debbie, Wendy, Lynn, Jackie, Pamela, Joanne, Diane, Lee, Carolyn. Hello, Carolyn. Brenda's hanging out with Charlie. And we got Jay and Diana and Donna in the house. And Cindy. I miss Cindy. Hello, Cindy. How are you, sweetheart? And we got Cindy. Okay, so you want to get yourself some clean white and some blue. Alright, and we're going to go with a shade lighter in the sky now. Okay, so if you notice, we're building these layers up and going lighter and lighter in the sky. Okay, guys? So that's why I wanted you to start off doing this piece darker. Okay, because we're going to keep building on it and making it lighter and lighter. So we're going to do this last layer, and then we're going to turn around and add the lightning, and then we're going to do a couple extra little touches. My Frankenstein's like a hunchback. Did you guys see that? Doesn't it look like he has a hump right here? I just saw it from behind the camera, and I'm seeing how uneven my shoulders are. But I'm not hating it. I kind of like it, actually. Adds to the creep factor. My other Frankenstein looked more like a muscle guy, right? You ever see the guys with all the muscles and they don't have a neck? Right? Doesn't he look like one of those no-neck muscle dudes? This guy's looking creepier, being all cattywampus. That's an official word too, guys. We're just going to make a whole East Creations dictionary tonight. Alright, so we're swirl tap dabbing Big Boy. We're swirl tap dabbing Big Boy, and we're going to go lighter. Alright, so we're going to grab some of that blue, clean blue, and we're going to grab some white. Alright, clean white. I'm going to do a little dab. Alright, so now we're into a nice pretty light blue, and we're gonna do crisscrossies and flickadoos. Alright, so you're gonna very light touch. You can hold your brush right here so you can churn it and swoop it and all of that happy stuff. So we're gonna do these clouds are different because they're Big Boy clouds. I'm not using a fluffy brush. Alright, so see how much texture and layers and how cool this looks? Alright, so they're Big Boy clouds, and you see all these brush strokes? See these? That's what we're going to do with Big Boy. Alright, guys? So this way you know what you're doing. So you're literally just going to do mini swoops with him. And you want to have, so where your light areas are, you want areas that are even brighter. Not all of them, here, there, not everywhere. And again, you want to think about where is your lightning going to be, because the lightning is going to be coming out of those lighter areas. So you're going to take your lighter color and you're just going to do little swoopy movements like this. Okay, and they could be messy and you could dab them, right? So I'm swooping, doing a little dab dab. All right, doing a little sideways action going on there. Okay, and here, there, not everywhere. All right, so there's one. Okay, easy peasy, just like that. See how easy that was? I'm going to grab some more paint. I'm going to come over here to this area. I'm going to do some little flicky curl. See that little flicky curl? Right, doing a little flicky curl. And then I'm going to just dab. I'm going to dab. Okay? And then that's it. There's the other one. Alright, I'm going to come to the edge of this one now, right over here. Okay, I got a lot of paint on my brush still. And I'm going to push my brush to get to that paint. And I'm just going to do these little curls, like that. I'm going to do a little dab action. Do a little smushing, right? Little smush smush here, right? With the side of my brush, smush smush like this. See the side of my brush? I'm smush smushing. Okay? You can do a little smush smush if you want to. Right? Couple little more flicks going through. Alright? And there is the other bright spot. Okay? So that is how you do this with the bigger brush. So I have this bright cloud right here, so I'm going to do a little swoop, mini swoopy swoop. Now notice I didn't grab any more paint. I've been just taking the paint out of my brush. See how much of the paint's gone now? And that's why I'm pushing a little harder to get to the paint that was up in here. Okay, and go the other direction and do a little smash smash. Now, if you're not liking these, if you don't like them like this, you could easily take your another paper towel and soften them out if you want. So if you're really not feeling this, you could easily take your paper towel and then just soften them out if you want to. Okay, so you can do a little dab dab across it, and it'll soften it out. All right, so. And I'm doing this right on the tops of them. Okay, so I'm leaving the bottom nice and clean, and then on the tops, I'm doing a little fluffing action going on. So you could fluff the whole thing out if you want to, or you could fluff just the tops like I'm doing. Alright, it's all really personal preference. You're just having fun doing the little swoops and then playing with the paper towel. Right, soften things out a little bit. And again, here, there, not everywhere. Alright, here, there, not everywhere. So I'm going to grab some more blue paint. I'm going to come into this area right here. I'm going to do some curly cues. Right? And I could do some dab dab. Right, turning my brush, doing some dab dab. And then if you want to, you can leave it like that, or you can grab your paper towel and crunch it up and smush out the top. You want a little softer, or smush out the entire cloud if you want the whole thing softer. It's really personal preference. It's your sky, it's your little storm clouds. It's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do. And now, I'm going to wipe off my brush, and I'm going to do some even lighter areas. Okay, so I have that blue here from before, and I'm just going to grab some more white with that blue. So even lighter areas. Okay, so I have this on here, and now in these, I'm going to put even brighter areas. Okay, so, but very small amounts, like like right there, and then that's it. Leave it alone. Right here, and then leave it alone. Okay? And so here, there, not everywhere, just in certain little areas, and in the little lighter ones I did. I'm just going to make some whiter areas. Okay? And then, like I said, if you want to grab the paper towel, if you don't like it being so harsh, his head and shoulders are fine. He's doing the monster mash. Yes, Joanne. Do the mosh. Do the monster mash. If you don't want it so harsh, you can easily take the paper towel and bounce it over the tops of these if you want to. Okay? So, or you could bounce it right over the whole thing if you want to. The whole point of this is to just get some bright areas that the lightning is going to be coming in and out of. And the lightning would cause the clouds to be brighter. Alright? Now, with hardly no paint on my brush, see there's like nothing on there, I'm just going to put these random... Now, I'm really smushing this in because there's no paint on this brush. Hardly any at all. I'm just going to put a random little ridge right there. Again, don't lose your dark. Don't start having so much fun you wind up losing your dark. Alright? And I'm going to put some on the bottom, definitely. Because now I'm grabbing more paint. Now I'm grabbing more paint. Because I want brighter areas on the bottom of the clouds. Because the lightning's going to be shooting out of these. Okay, so I'm making sure on either side of him, I'm putting the brighter areas. And then, like I said, if you want to soften, you can soften. Okay, and over on the other side, I want this to be brighter. And I'm going to soften, and I'm just lifting up as I do this. I'm just lifting up on my paper towel as I do this. That's all. Right? Just like that. Easy peasy. Oh, lemon squeezy. And now I am just playing, getting the excess paint off of my brush and smashing some spots just throughout this thing, right? Literally no paint on my brush. So make sure that there's no paint on your brush if you're going to do that last little part. Absolutely, like hardly any there at all paint on your brush because you don't want to lose your dark. You don't want to lose your dark. You don't want to lose your darks. Alright, so now we get to color in our face. Alright, so mine is green. My Frankenstein's green. You can make your Frankenstein whatever color you want. Thank you guys so much for the stars. I see the stars right there. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. And I gotta remember what I did with my lipstick because it's actually staying. And I've been drinking coffee and soda and all sorts of stuff. So I gotta see what the heck I put on there. I gotta make that post for us to share our stuff. So I gotta remember that. I gotta lock that in. But thanks guys for the stars. And guys, remember I send out Mr. Nifties to anybody who sends support. So if you're sending $3 or more, number one, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Number two, private message me your address. So, hi Kimberly, how are you, doll? Private message me your address. So, I can mail you out Mr. Nifties, okay? Alright, so we need green, right? Blue and yellow and a little bit of white. So I got my yellow going rogue over here, so I'm just going to push it all into this over here. I'm going to push that all into here, and then I'm going to grab my blue. Late as usual. That's alright. I'm going to smash, right? Is it the green that I want? Looks good to me. Alright. Let's paint in our Frankenstein here. Oh, and I forgot his ears. We got to give him ears. Okay, we'll do ears with the mini-me brush, though. We'll add in the ears with the mini-me brush, because this is layer 1 of the green. So you're just putting a thin layer on here. Alright, is it going to cover completely? Absolutely not, because it has yellow in it. You're going to be able to see through this, and that's okay. Okay, notice how I went nice and slow with the edge of my brush around the edges here. Okay, using the edge of that brush. I'm holding my brush like a pencil, all up close to the bristles. You control freaks out there, you're going to, you know, you probably love this painting because you can have the utmost control over everything you're doing. Okay, if you're getting brush strokes, go from one end to the other and just smooth them out. Just smooth them out. We're just coloring. That's all we're doing. We're just coloring. And we're going to put this in there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. We got chunkies. He's got chunkies on his face. He's doing the mosh. The monster mash. And what's that other song? Something about one-eyed purple monster or something. You guys know what song I'm talking about? Something about a one-eyed, dun dun dun, one-eyed purple eating people, purple people eating. How's that song go? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? He was a one-eyed purple people eating monster or something. Notice how well I remember stuff. He was a one-eyed I'm there. I'm like right there. I'm like so close. But I can't remember it. He was a purple people eating monster. I don't know. I'm like right there though. Yeah, you guys ever try to think of something and you know you're like right there, but then you can't think of it completely? I do that all the time. Thank goodness for Google. Google has saved my brain a lot of stress, right? Because I just Google stuff now. Like if I'm trying to remember something and I can't think of it, I just Google it. He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Yes, Brenda! Yes! He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. I don't remember how it ends though. Alright, we're going to grab Mini-Me and we're going to put some ears in. Alright, so I'm grabbing my Mini-Me brush and I'm going to grab some white paint and we're going to put our ears in. He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. Sure looks good to me. Sure looks strange to me. Yes, Tina B. You ladies you're on point. Alright, ears, right? So we're going to do a little bean. A little bean right there. White paint. There's one ear. Okay, come over here. And the other ear. Doing a little bean. Use a one-eyed one. I lost it already. I already lost it. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horn, flying purple people eater. Sure looks strange to me. Yes! We did it! I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, that was hurting my head. Alright, we need brown. My electrodes are brown. You guys can make yours any color you want. I'm going to make brown. So I'm going to grab my red from before. I'm going to go in this little spot here that has this dark stuff. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to grab this yellow that has blue in it right here. And we're going to mash that all up. And do we have brown? We have a purpley color. So grab more yellow. We did it! Hi, Jamie. How are you, sweetie? Okay, so that is still looking kind of purpley. I'm going to grab some more yellow. And I'm going to grab some more red. There we go. Now we're getting it. Now we're getting it. Now we're cooking with butter. Alright, so I'm just going to color in his electrodes here. Now remember, with brown, if you play with it too much, it's actually going to lift off. So you just want to put layer 1 on. And then we'll keep you know, if you notice, we're bouncing back and forth. We're letting this dry by playing with this. We're going to play with this, and then we're going to play with the sky and let him dry. And we're just going to keep bouncing back and forth, adding all the layers until we're done. Alright, so we're basically at, so we have this layer, and we're going to have like 2 more layers after this. Alright. So acrylic paint is all about the layers and building things up. So that is what we're doing. Sorry it took you so long to post. It's all good, Sheila. I'm glad you got it. Thank you for helping me figure that out, Brenda and Tina. Alright, over on this side now, color this one in. So, whatever happened to the Transylvania twist? The Transylvania twist. I really wish I could play music on the Facebook things. I'd be playing all the Halloween songs, but they shut me down if it's any copyrighted music. They'll shut me down. Alright, so I'm going to swirl dab him, and I'm going to do the coat on his fingers now. Alright, so use the small brush so I can make sure I stay in my lines. Again, coat 1, so it's going to be see-through, and that's okay. And it's the base coat, so they're all going to be the same color right now. Alright, when we do the next layer is when I will add the shading, so you can tell the fingers apart. But right now, but I'm still painting them individually, just to tell my brain that these are separate little pieces, and I'm curving the tops of them. If you notice, I'm putting a little bit of a curve on the top of them. Alright, 6,000%. I don't know how this guy wound up being a different color, so let's fill him in. Okay, and the other side. So, yeah, I know you guys don't like the music in the background. It's actually, the music's actually for my own personal sanity, because I'm standing in my house with just Butters and I'm talking to you guys, and it's like, which I love the fact that my house gets quiet. I love the quiet, but like when I'm doing a live video, I don't like the quiet. Because all I hear is my own voice. You know, when I'm sitting in quiet and I'm not talking, you know, that's fine. I don't mind that. You know, it took me a long time to get used to that. I used to always have to have noise. Some people are like that. They need to always have some sort of white noise. But when I'm talking to you guys and it's just me talking, it's like the strangest thing. You're okay with the music? Yeah, I just play it really low in the background now because it's distracting to some of the fan members, which is fine. But it still has to be non-copyright in case somebody, you know, in case it comes over the broadcast. You have your TV on Deadliest Catch? Well, oh, that would have been good when we did the pirate ship. Okay, so his ears are probably dry by now, so I can color them in. And we're going to get to the lightning. Oh, yeah. So you want to make sure you have blue and white, nice and clean. Nice and clean, blue and white. Alright, guys, so make sure you have blue and white nice and clean on your palette somewhere. I'm going to go grab some new paint for myself right now. Okay, so we want to have nice and clean blue and white. And we're actually going to make a really, 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 really light blue. Alright, so the lightning is not going to be completely white. It's going to be a really, 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 really light blue color. Okay? What kind of color? A really, 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 really light blue color. You jam out when you're painting, right, Joe? Yeah, like when I'm just painting, it's just me. I got the music full tilt. Definitely. And, you know, as you guys catch my little tidbit. You know, guys, you see my, I do post my little tidbits. My tidbits, those little reels that, you know, of me painting little tiny things that are just fun and cute and stuff that you could try. If you have any ideas of what you'd like to see a tidbit of, 6,000% tell me, and I will make one. Alright, so I think the last one was actually Jack Skeleton. So if you want to see something as a tidbit, I'll definitely make one. Isn't it silly you can't have music on? Yeah, right? But I can have it on TikTok, so that's cool. So, alright, I made this really, really, really light blue. You see that? See? Really, oops. Really light blue right there. I got just a dab will do ya. Alright, I'm wiping off my brush. Okay, and I'm going to add a smallest amount of what. Can you do some kind of Buddha painting? I can do some kind of Buddha painting. Absolutely, we can do a Buddha. What I'm going to probably do with that, what I'll do with that, Sheila, is I'll probably do the Buddha for when we get into January and February. Because I'm doing fall. You guys are going to like the next one. I didn't finish it. I just started, but you're going to like the next one. And we have our rooster. I don't know if you guys remember when I painted the rooster. The rooster's going to be one of our fall paintings, too. So we have the rooster. I got to do a nosy gnome. And the one I'm working on now, you guys are going to love it. And then we're going to be getting into the holidays and winter scenes. Okay? So we're going to be doing that. And Buddha, though, is a great idea. Thank you, Sheila. And I will definitely put that on the list for like January and February stuff, because we're out of the holidays. Yeah. So we'll be out of the holidays and we'll get to do some more fun, different things. Just, you know, basic general things that aren't really connected to any certain holiday. So I'm going to dip my brush into some water. See how I got that drip on there? And I'm just going to add that drip to that blue paint that I made. Just that one little drip. Okay? And I'm going to do it again. So you want your paint to be thinner, but not so thin that it winds up not leaving any color. Okay? So now we're going to take this and we're just going to do squiggle lines. Little back and forth squiggly stuff. That's it. And you're going to do your squiggle lines from your light patches to your light patches. Okay? So I'm just going to squiggle my hand back and forth and bring it to one of the lighter patches of clouds. Alright? Grabbing more paint and squiggle back and forth and land into a lighter patch. Okay? So you want these lines to be thin. So you don't want to be pressing hard. That's why we added the water. That's why we added the water. And when you hit your cloud, you want to do a little dab dab. Okay? So you just do a little dab dab when you hit your cloud and then smudge it with your finger. Okay? That's it. That's the lightning, guys. So it's just squiggles wherever you want them. And then you'll have pieces breaking off. So we have this going this way. So then right here, I'm going to have this split. So it's a really light touch. And just zigzagging it. You're just zigzagging it wherever you want your lightning to be. Okay? And you just want it to land in one of the brighter areas. Okay? You just want it to land in the brighter areas. And then just do a little smudge with your finger. Okay? And you can hold your brush back here and get even more of a, you know, chaotic wiggle out of it if you want to. Alright? So if you're trying to control it a little too much, you want to, and your lines will be thinner. Okay? And your lines will be thinner. So hold your brush on the back of the brush right here, and you'll get like not as tight as a squiggle. You'll get it more loosey-goosey. So when you're doing the bigger span, it'll be more loosey-goosey for you. Okay? And then you want to do some offshoots. So if you hold your brush here, you can get the tighter zigzags. See how this is tighter? There's more of them in a small space. But this one is looser. See how it's kind of spreading over the whole thing? So to get the longer ones, hold your brush back here and just let it glide. And to get the shorter ones with a lot of zigzag, hold your brush close. And you'll get more zigzags that way. Alright? And then, like I said, on either end, you just want to smudge with your finger. Okay, so wherever they're coming out of and wherever they're going into, you're just going to lift up as you smudge with your finger. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, guys. Just like that. And then, coming out of the bottom, alright, I have a main stem and then branching off of that main stem. Okay, so I'm going to hold it here and I'm going to do very tight zags but like a main stem worth. And then I'm going to stop and start pulling it at more of an angle so I can do these feed offs there. Okay, and then once we do our second coat, we can wrap it around his electrode. Okay, so and then from here, right, I did a piece going behind his face and piece going like that way. So you're just squiggling, okay? And then a big one coming out of here. So I'm pressing a little harder. I'm still wiggling back and forth to get a bigger one. And then I'm going to branch off of here. And easy peasy, guys, right? Tell me this is, and it looks so cool. It looks so cool, and it's really not that hard to do. Right? Digging it. I'm digging it. Okay, I'm going to shoot a few more down towards the top of his head. So you guys add as many or as little as you want. It's your sky. It's your lightning. Right? Just remember, do a little smudge wherever it's coming out of. Alright? Like, see, this one's going into here, and then I'm going to bring it back out over here. And then I'm going to smudge and smudge. Okay? And you just kind of are connecting those bright clouds to each other. So wherever those bright areas are, that's where you want the lightning to go into. Remember all those brighter areas we made? That's where you want the lightning to go into. And if you screw up and there isn't a brighter area, just dab your brush and do a little smush. And you can make it a brighter area just like that. Okay? So if you want even brighter areas where these are coming in and out of, you can just dab your brush and then do a little smush. And those areas will be brighter for you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I really like this painting. I like the fact that it looks really cool, but it's not hard to do for you guys, you know. So we're gonna go into our layer on our Frankenstein. We got to do his second layer, where we're gonna start adding the lights and darks and his nose and all that good stuff. Then we're going to do the layer on the lightning. Final touches on Frankenstein. And we're going to be all set. We're going to be all set. So, and every once in a while, swirl tap that. Some clear glitter on the lightning would be cool. Absolutely, Carolyn. Absolutely. I love that idea. So, and swirl tap dab your brush every once in a while so it's not getting goopy gobby on you. Okay, guys? Alright, so, layer 2 on Mr. Frankenstein. So, I'm swirl tap dabbing Big Boy. And I'm going to grab the blue. And I'm going to grab the yellow. Smash, make a good pile of it so you have enough to do his face and his hands. Okay, make sure you have a nice good pile of it. And we're going to come in here and we're doing layer 2 now. Swoop. Swoop. Okay, so do his head first because we want that wet, and then I'm going to show you we want that wet to be able to put his nose in. Alright, so when you do his face, okay, we're going to do that first. And then we're going to come in and then do the lighter areas so we can zigzag zoom. And the paint's still going to be wet for us. Okay, guys? 6,000%. Okay, so that being said, you want to take out Mini-Me. I'm going to take out Mini-Me, and I'm going to grab some white paint. I'm going to grab white paint with my green. And we're going to swoop in his nose. And then you want to swoop this around for his eyebrow and his other eyebrow. Okay, and then you're going to zigzag zoom to soften that out on either side. Okay, and then you're going to zigzag zoom this to soften it out into his forehead. Okay, and I'll be right back. I gotta go potty. Sorry about that. Oh, goodness gracious. That was not happening. That was not happening for me. Okay, so now I'm going to grab Tiny. Sorry about that, guys. That was necessary. I'm going to grab the white paint with the and my green with Tiny now. And I'm going to put in his nose. So his nose is longer on the top. And then you just swoop this down and around, kind of like an alien head. Okay, so I got the shape in with Tiny. And then I'm going to grab Mini-Me. I'm going to grab Mini-Me, swirl tap dab Mini-Me. And I'm going to zigzag zoom this all into the nose area. Okay, and with that lighter paint on your brush, you can come in here and you could put in an even brighter area. Notice I'm just zigzag zooming. You could put in a little brighter area going into the nose and then just clean that line up right there. Okay, just like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm actually going to grab some black with that green. Do a little dab so you know it's not mega dark, okay? So, because a little bit of black goes a long way, and so I want it darker but not like black. And I'm going to turn around, and where his mouth goes is going to be darker, And then I zigzag zoomed up and down. Okay, to kind of give his lips like that crackly look. And then in his eye socket area is going to be darker. So mine dried a little bit because I had to run to the potty. But if you do this and your paint is still very wet, it will blend into the rest of your paint like really easy. Okay? And if you're having a little trouble, swirl, tap, dab your brush, and then when you dab it off, just leave it a little more wet than usual. And then when you go in, see how I didn't put any paint on my brush. I just dampened it, and this is making this soften out. Okay, so this is just a damp brush. That's all it is. Okay, and then I connect the bright across his forehead. So this is just a damp brush. That's all I'm doing. And I'm softening these areas some more since my paint dried on me. And now I'm going to cut across his forehead with the brighter area. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that brighter white that I made. Right? So the lighter colored green. And I'm going to go across the forehead like that. Okay? I'm going to go across the forehead like that. I'm going to wipe off my brush. If this green dried on you, just grab some more of it. If it's still wet, you just need to zigzag zoom. But if it dried on you, you can grab more of it. And grab more of it. And then you just zigzag zoom between the two. You just zigzag zoom between the two of them. Okay, if you notice, I'm going up and down. That's it. I'm just going up and down. All I'm doing. And then I made his chin area brighter. So I am going to take Big Boy and put that base coat back on here. So it's nice and wet for me. So I'm going to put this base coat back on. Okay. Whoop. Picked up a little bit of white from the nose. There we go. Soften that out. Alright, blend that right out. Okay. Flicky-do up around the mouth. Flicky-do down into that dark around the mouth. And now I'm going to grab the lighter color. So I'm going to grab a little bit of white with that green. And I'm going to do his jaw. So here and here. And if you want to do his cheeks, you can do his cheeks here and here. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. And we're going to zigzag zoom. So I'm zigzag zooming this sideways around the jawline here. Okay, I'm going to zigzag zoom into that dark area I made the mouth. And we're just going to soften that all out. And then the same on this side. Zigzag zoom into that dark area around the mouth. Okay, if you notice, I'm just zigzag zooming. I am just making this paint blend out. That's all I'm doing. I didn't grab any more paint. I just put the lines that I put. So with this being nice and wet, putting that base coat back on, I am just blending the two of these together by zigzag zooming my brush. That's all I'm doing. And then the same with the cheek. I'm going to zigzag zoom that. And that's drying on me, so I'm going to grab some water for my brush. Just dipping it in some water. It's all I'm doing. And if this is, this is a little bit of a level up. Remember, guys, how I said I'm going to do some level up things in my paintings? So doing the shading on his face, this is a level up. All right? So if you're not getting it, that's okay. It's okay. All right? I want you to try it. But if you're not getting it, that's all right. Just means you need a little more practice in shading, which is fine, right? It is one of the trickier things to do. And you could just make it a solid color with a lighter nose, okay? So if you're not getting this, don't stress. I'm grabbing the original color again to soften out these edges. So I just grabbed the original color again, and I'm softening out these edges. Okay, so if you're not getting this, don't stress it. Don't stress it. This is a level up. All right, you're shading a face. Hello. If everybody could pick up a paintbrush and just shade a face, Da Vinci wouldn't be famous. Okay, so just to let you know, you are shading a face, and if you can't get it down, if you can't get these little changes of dark and light in his face, that's quite okay. Just make his face one solid color, and then make the nose brighter. Alright, that's all you need to do. So, don't stress it. Don't stress it. If you can't do it, that's okay. You're not there yet. Doesn't mean you'll never be able to do it. Just means you're not there yet. And that's all good. Okay, guys? So, now I'm going to color in his ears. Color in his ears. Shoop. Color in his other ear. Okay, I'm going to make some more green, and you know what? This was stressful, so let's take a break. Let's not do the fingers right away, okay? So I'm going to do the second coat on his electrodes, and then we'll go back to doing lightning, because that's fun, and we could woo-saw that all out. So woo-saw it out. If you didn't get it, that's perfectly fine, okay? That was a level up, and some of you are there, some of you aren't there. That's quite all right. Like I said, if you're not there yet, you can easily just paint it all one solid color, and then add a little white to your paint and make his nose a lighter color, and you're done. All right? And you can do a strict eyebrow line without softening it out, okay? So don't stress any of that. Woo-saw it out. Whew. All right? And we're going to do the last coat on these thingies. And we're going to do the highlighting on our lightning, and we're going to go back and finish our details on our Frankenstein. Okay, guys? So no worries on that. So I am going to do the second coat on his electrodes, and we're going to move right along. Right, so I'm going to grab Mini-Me. And I'm going to grab my brown paint. I'm going to grab my brown paint. Okay, so the reason I started adding level ups. Now, level ups aren't meant to stress you guys at all, alright? So even though some of you might get stressed over them, that's not the purpose. Some of you in the fam have been painting with me since pretty much the beginning. Right? You've been painting with me for the last, 2 years. So you already know about mapping. You already know about, zigzag zooming. You already know, you've been doing that for 2 years with me already. So it's time to, step it up a notch. Okay? It's time to step it up a notch. Some of you just started painting with me. Okay? And you're still getting used to the zigzag zooming. You're still getting used to, you know, the mapping. You're still getting used to all those things. And that's cool. So basically, you can still do what we're doing. It's just when we do a level up action, you might not be there yet. And that's okay. And some of you that have been painting with me for 2 years might not be there yet. And that's okay. You know what I mean? So don't stress those things. I just want to, for those of you that are there, you know, now you have something else to help you grow even more. And I have green right here. It's bothering me. So his face kind of, I'm just cleaning up his face because there was green smudgy on his shirt and it was bothering me. Okay, and then some of you are really good at making colors and some of you aren't there yet, you know? So it's all where you're at. Everybody's where they're at. And where you're at is not a bad place to be. It's not a bad place to be. Okay? What does it mean to scumble? Is that a circular motion? I don't know what scumble is. No idea. Never heard of scumble. That's it, Sheila. That's all you need to do. If you're not, just try it. If you're not there yet and it becomes frustrating, stop doing it. And, you know, and then you can practice it again some other time. It's fine. You know, that's what I want you to do. Honey, I don't know what scumble is. Google. Google. You bought a scrumbler brush. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. No idea. Exactly, Amanda. That is not in the Eve's dictionary. Not at all. Eject. No scumble. If it was, they'd probably use it wrong anyway. Oh my God, that was awesome. Okay, guys. Alright, we're going to do our layer of lightning. So now you're going to use your white. Alright, now you're going to go into white, and I'm going to use Mr. Nifty. Your nose is so big. That's okay, he's Frankenstein. Your nose is allowed to be big. Okay, so we're going to go into white. Clean white. Right? Nice, bright, clean white. And I'm going to do a couple drips of water in my clean white. Right? Make sure it's nice and loose and thin. I got you, Sheila. I got you. Not your nose, your Frankie nose. I got you, babe. So, alright, I'm adding water to my white. Okay, so it's nice and loose and thin. Okay, you want it nice and loose and thin. See how loose and thin it is? Right? It's not goopy at all. That's what you want. Alright, and I'm going to take Mr. Nifty and I'm going to dunk it in that nice loose thin pile. And now on your lightning, here, there, not everywhere, you're going to put the brighter spots. So you're going to take your hand and you're just going to follow along some of your zigzags and put in these brighter areas. I'll give you a close-up in a second. Okay? So you're just going to put it in, and again, here, there, not everywhere. Here, there, not everywhere. You want to put in these brighter areas. And like I said, when you hit the cloud, just do a little smash with your finger. Alright? So, you just want to accentuate some of the zigs. Right? You're just going to paint the white on the zigs, not the zags. Alright? So you're just going to paint the white on the zigs and leave the zags blue. Okay? Close up! Alright, you're going to paint the white on the zigs and you're going to leave the zags blue. Alright, let me do a few more and then I'll show you again. Alright, so someone that's not used to me is going to watch this replay and be like, what is she talking about? Like, how do you know which one's the zig and which one's the zag? Alright, see? That's white right there. That's still blue. That's white right there. And I smudged the bottom. Okay, just Googled it. It's applying an opaque, lighter layer of paint. Hold on, I gotta think about what you wrote. Okay, it's applying an opaque, lighter layer of paint over dry paint to dull down or brighten a look. Another one says to scrape off some paint. Okay, so basically you're just doing a glaze. You're just doing it like we do with the yellow all the time. So we put the yellow over our reds and oranges to make them more golden. But opaque is not see-through. Opaque isn't see-through. So that's, I guess, the difference between a glaze and so you're just layering. I'm so confused. You're just layering paint. Opaque, lighter layer of paint. Okay, so opaque isn't see-through. And you're doing a lighter color over what you already painted. Kind of what I'm doing with the lightning right now. I'm putting a lighter color over what I already painted. This is why I don't get technical. Because this stuff just gets confusing. Like, why make it so confusing? We're putting brighter paint on top of darker paint to brighten it, right? That's what we're doing. Okay, whatever. I know I had these here, but I've lost some cells along the way. All right, guys? I've lost some cells along the way. So, anyway, put white on your zigs and not your zags, all right, guys? We're scrumbling some lightning right now. That's what we're doing. Okay, now, if your electrodes are dry, you're going to bring over some lightning from your pieces, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a lightning hitting the electrode, just like that. And then I made it to where it looks like it's twisting around the electrode. So how did I do that? All right, this is how I did that. Close up! Close up! Earthquake! Sorry, guys. All right, so how did I do that? I zigzagged them. Okay, doing little zigzags. And then when I got to the bottom, I extended it past the bottom and then wrapped it around to the back. Then I came up here, went up from behind the back, bring it over, and zigzag. Okay, bring this around so it goes behind, come up here, bring it around so it goes in front, and zigzag. Alright, so that's how I made it look like it's wrapping around. Alright, so let me show you on the other one. Let me show you on the other one. So I'm going to bring a piece over here, just like that. And then I'm going to wrap it around. I'm going to zigzag down, pass the electrode, bring a piece just to the side. And I'm going to come up here. I'm going to bring that piece out, wrap it around. So when you're doing this, though, you want to make sure your zig lands so it's not running into the other piece. Okay? Match that to the electrode. come over, back up to over here, and zigzag that around. Okay, and that's how I made it look like it's wrapping around the electrode. Alright, having this white paint all ready for you, grab Mini-Me. Grab Mini-Me. And you guys paint your zigs and your zags as we're doing this. So I'm grabbing Mini-Me with my white paint, and I'm going to put in his eyes. Okay, so you want to leave that dark area. Don't lose all your dark. You paint both eyes at the same time. You paint both eyes at the same time. That's how you get your eyes to be even. If you paint one all the way completely and then go to paint the other one, you're going to have less of a chance of getting them to be even. But if you do both things at the same time, like I just did line and line, now I'm going to do this line down here. Again, start off smaller than you want. I'm going to do this line down here. Alright, and then I'm going to fill and fix. Okay, so you always paint your eyeballs at the same time. Both eyes at the same time. And when you're doing that, it's going to be easier for you to get your eyeballs to look even. Now, eyeballs are sisters, alright? They're sisters. They're not twins, they're sisters. Or brothers. Or distant cousins, okay? So, don't stress yourself on trying to make them perfect. Now, I'm going to turn around and dip this eyeball down. Alright, and I'm going to dip this eyeball down so it looks more monstery. Alright, so now it looks more monstery. And I'm going to wipe off my brush. And I'm going to grab some little bit of white paint with my green, like a lot of white paint with my green, and make a really, really, really light green. And I'm going to put the highlight on his nose right here. Bam! Okay, so highlight on his nose. And then I'm going to grab Tiny, and I'm going to grab my darker green paint. And put in his nostrils. I'm going to take Tiny and I'm going to make myself some nice loose thin black paint so I can do his mouth and his scars and stuff. So let's take Big Boy first. We'll take Big Boy first. If you ever get a skin across your paint, just take your brush and move it over. Don't kerplunk it into the paint, because then it's going to get in the way. Just slide it over so you get to all the good stuff underneath. Okay, guys? So I'm just taking Big Boy. I slid my skin over so it's not in my way anymore. And I'm going to frame out his head here with the black. And then we're going to flicky-do. Make sure you're leaving room for his eyebrows. Okay, and then you can turn your brush the other way if you want and put some more flicky-doos in there. Okay, I'm going to bring it a little longer on the sides. Now I'm going to turn around and do a little zigzag zoom mouth line. So it's not perfectly straight. I'll put Big Boy away. I'm going to grab Mini-Me. Right, swirl, tap, dab, mini me. I'm going to grab that black paint. I'm going to put in his eyebrows. Bam! There's one nasty eyebrow. Come over here, put in his other eyebrow. Bam! Alright, if you have room on the top of your head to put the scar, okay, so there was a scar on the top of my other monster's head. If you have room, you could put the scar in. I'm going to put the scar coming off of his mouth. So I'm going to take Nifty. I'm going to take Nifty. And I'm going to do a little wiggle zigzag here. Right, so there's the scar. And then you got to add the stitching, right? So you're going to flick the stitching in. Okay, we're going to flick the stitching in. Okay, and then the stitching in a scar. Right, if you want to put another scar somewhere else, okay, so I zigzag zoom. I'm going to put one on his cheek since I don't have room on his head because the head on the other guy was a little longer. So I'm going to put a little squiggle there, and then I'm going to put some stitching. You could curve the stitching if you want to curve the stitching. If you really want to level up the stitching, I can swirl, tap, dab my brush, grab that thin white from before, and I can highlight the stitching. So if you want to level up the stitching, you can do that. It's up to you. I'm going to do it over here on this piece. So I'm just doing a swoop with the white on the side of the black swoop. Alright, so if it's curved and you do that little highlight, it makes it look a little more realistic. I'm going to fix my highlight on his nose here, since I have the small brush in my hand. Okay, I'm going to grab swirl, tap, dab, and mini me. I'm going to grab that blue color from before that we did the lightning with, and I'm going to put lightning in his eyes. So now you're just doing mini squiggles from the center out. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me do it darker so you can see what I'm doing. I'll do it in blue. So from the center out. Okay, I'm doing just the squiggles. So it looks like there's lightning in his eyes. No rhyme or reason, just squiggling. Just moving my brush back and forth. Just like we did the lightning in the sky, just a little smaller. Okay, just a little smaller, that's all. I'll give you a close-up in a second. You guys can do it the lightning color, you could do it blue, you could do it whatever you want. I'm doing it in blue so you can see it. On the original, I did the lightning color. So, you know, it's up to you. I'll show you the original with the lightning color so you can see the difference. So that's with the dark blue. And then the original had the lighter color. I see you. I see you. Okay, this guy's looking scarier actually than the original. He's like a darker green and he's like got the fingers going on and he's like looking creepier than the original one, don't you think? He's a scary one. The other guy's like more chill. I did crow's feet of the lightning. So I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that blue. And I'm going to do the crow's feet of the lightning here. So just doing zags out of the corners of his eyes. Okay, and I'm doing 3 of them on each side. Right, I'm going to add the inside part of his ear. And the inside part of his ear on this side. Okay, alright, so now we're going to do the fingers, so they look like fingers. Okay, and if you're waiting for me, just keep putting the white on your lightning. Alright, remember, just the zigs, not the zags. So you're just going to keep putting the white on the lightning, and I'm going to do the fingers. So if you want to level up and have your fingers shaded so they look like more realistic, I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And then we just need to give him his eyeballs in the middle. And the rest of this is really just playing around. I did put highlights on him. I highlighted his hair. So that's white paint. And I just highlighted the hair. Like the light of the lightning is shining off of his big bulbous head here. And over on this side. And I highlighted the top of his ears. There and there. So it looks like the lightning is reflecting off of his shininess. And I highlighted this piece of the jaw right here. Because these guys would be hitting the face. And since I had the scar here, I only did like this part of his face right there on the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to take the black and do the circles in the middle. Okay, so that dries and I can highlight it once it's dry. So just doing right in the middle, right? So what do we usually do? We usually put it towards the top, right? But we want him to have that like monster glare stare looking at you, right? Like he's looking into your soul. He's peering into your soul. And I outlined his eyes. And then I'm going to do the fingers, guys, okay? And then we just have to do the dots in his eyes, and he's going to be all done. So to outline his eyes, my black paint is a little goopy, so I'm going to thin it out a little bit using those little bits of water. And I'm just outlining in black, that's all, just to clean up. Just to clean up around the eye, and also to make it a little more pronounced, make it a little more in your face. Okay, so I like outlining the eyes because it cleans up the edge if you had an oopsie. You know, it can help you make them look more proportioned. Like if one is bigger than the other, then you do the outline on the white part. And then on the smaller eye, you do the outline on the face part. So then this way, you can get them to be a little more proportioned if you did that. This is a monster. I don't think it really matters. The original, I gave him bags under his eyes. Okay, so we can add some bags under his eyes. Oh, I smudged. I smudged. I smudged. That's right. I'm going to take some wet paper towel and erase it. Smudging happens. So you just take a little, dampen the paper towel a little bit, and as long as you hit it while it's still fairly new, you can erase it right off. Okay, fingers. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. It's time to do the fingers. So we're going to do that. Let's do some roll call. Let's wake everybody up. You're all zoning out, doing your faces, having fun. I love it. 6,000%. Yes. We have the witch next week. Then you guys are going to see all the events posted for fall. Some of you have been sending me some ideas for fall. So that's really cool. If you want to send me ideas for fall or for Christmas or for whatever, that's totally fine. I always take your suggestions because I sometimes don't know what to do. Like when you've been doing this for a minute, been doing this for like 2 years, and I'm like, what haven't I done yet? But we'll figure something out. We always do. Hi, Jamie. You're still here with your 8-year-old and your 11-year-old. They're loving it. Oh, my goodness. That warms my heart, hon. Oh, hi, loves. Hi, sweethearts. Your grandson just claimed your painting to give to his principal tomorrow. Oh, that's amazing, Sheila. Oh, that's so cool, too. Hello, 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 Jamie's little ones. Hi, guys. Hi, I hope you're having fun, right? We're doing spooky. Oh, that warms my heart. I'm so glad that they're painting, Jamie. That's awesome. If you're comfortable, you can tell me their names and I'll say hi. If you're not, that's okay. I understand. No worries. All right, so we've got 8 and 11. Nice. All right, what are we doing? Fingers. Fingers. Okay, so I need green again. We're making green again. So we got blue and we got yellow. And I want to make sure I make enough to do both the hands. So I'm going to just take all of this blue. Hi! Anthony and Mackenzie. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Mackenzie. Oh, you guys gonna show me your paintings, right? You're gonna have posted on the event page. So have Mom post your pictures on the event page so we can all see them, okay? All right, Anthony and Mackenzie. Hi, hi, guys. Glad you're having so much fun. Making your monsters. Make sure you add more Halloween-y stuff too, okay? Make like you could do some like ghosts in the sky or bats and stuff like that too if you want to, okay, Anthony? And you could show Mackenzie how to do that stuff. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Great. All right, I'm making more green. Focus, Eve, focus. And how did I do that? Look, I got blue all over my brush. I don't know how I did that. So we're making more green. I'm making enough green to make sure I can do the hands. So we're making a whole bunch of green. And I gotta wipe this brush off because I was talking and it all went down the side of the brush. Right, guys? Everybody in here? Everybody say hi to Mackenzie and Anthony. Give them a warm Eve's Creations family welcome. All right, now I wipe my brush off. Now I could function. That was not going to happen for me. All right, green paint. And what you're going to do is you put your base coat on. Okay, Okay, so I'm putting the base coat on my fingers, right? And then I'm going to make the centers of my fingers lighter. Okay, so I'm putting this all in as green. Alright, layer 2. Noticing you're getting the coverage now. And now I'm going to grab some more yellow. Oh, maybe he will, Debbie. So I'm going to grab more yellow, and I'm going to zigzag zoom right in the middle of each finger. Wipe my brush off, and just zigzag zoom it out. So where the fingers meet is a darker than in the middle. Okay, so where the fingers are meeting is going to be darker than in the middle. Okay, and I'm going to grab a little bit more yellow, and I'm going to put it right on the tippy top. Right on the tippy top. I'm going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to, oh, nice, Diane. Oh, awesome. Are they on now? Are your grandkids painting now with Mackenzie and Anthony? Or they paint later, watching the replay? I love when the kids paint. I love when we paint. Let's just get the whole world painting. I love when everybody paints. So the yellow dot on the knuckle, I'm going to zigzag zoom across the top. And then you can bring it down into the finger a little bit more where you did before. Okay? So very little paint. Very little paint. And the trick to this is just to know when to stop so your whole finger doesn't become the one solid color. And if it does, that's okay. Oh my goodness, my painting just scared me. Literally, so the painting is on here, right? And it was lined up to a point where I looked at it a corner of my eye, and I thought there was a person staring back to me from my phone. Seriously, like I was doing this, and I went like that, and it looked like somebody was staring at me from my phone, and I'm like, who the hell, who's that? Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't like scary stuff. I'm not a scary person. I don't like movies and scary stuff. If you were doing this and you lost your dark, you could easily just put it back in, guys. So if you were doing this and you lost the dark, you can just very small amounts of paint. Very small amounts of paint. Small, small, small. I'm not, literally, I thought somebody was looking at me from the phone, because like I side-eyed it. I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. All right, so we're going to do the coat of paint on these fingers now. We're going to do the coat of paint on these fingers now. Yeah, this one is definitely more creepy than the original one. And if you guys, the original paintings, and any paintings I'm working on, if there's any that you totally love, they are all for sale. Tina B bought one right off of my easel. So that was kind of cool. I also can personalize any of them, make them even more original. So if I'm ever doing a painting and you like the one that I did as a display, or you like the one that I'm working on instructing you guys, message me and we could talk. Also, you might be able to find it on the Etsy. So I'm going to fix the smudge that I did before. I'm going to cover that up because that was bothering me. There we go. Alright, now I got the base coat on. I'm going to grab my yellow. I'm going to put it in the middle of my fingers, grabbing a little bit more. Right, yellow blends out like really easy, which is a good way to practice the blending. But you have to know when to stop, otherwise you're going to lose it completely, or they're all going to become the same color. Okay, wiped off my brush. Now I'm going to zigzag zoom. So I'm zigzag zooming. And then I'm going to add some more yellow right to where the knuckles are. Wipe my brush off. I don't know where that red came from. Wipe that off. And I'm just going to zigzag zoom at the top of the finger here. And then pull it down. Zigzag zoom the top of the finger. And then pull it down the middle. Zigzag zoom, top of the finger. Pull it down the middle. And like I said, if you lost your dark, just put it back in. Alright, so if you lost your dark, you can easily just put it right back in again. Okay, because this is a small area, it's very easy to wind up just coloring in the whole thing, the lighter color. And if that's what happens, that's okay. You could easily turn around and just highlight these knuckles. And it was how to ice and... Yes, it was how to ice and snow, and you have it hanging in your dining room. Yeah, that's amazing. Yep, so she bought it right off the easel. So, if you're not getting the separation of the fingers, doing the lights and the darks, you can easily just take some white paint, and you could just highlight the tops of the fingers like this, and then people will get the point. Alright, so if you couldn't do that yellow, and the lights and the darks and the fingers to separate them all, just throw a little highlight curve on the top of them all and you'll be fine. Alright, so we have to do the whites in his eyes, and we're all set, guys. We are all set. Alright, so you guys can continue highlighting your zigs, not the zags. You can continue adding whatever you want to your little monster that you want to add. And so next week is the witch in the moon. And then we're going to have fall. So the rooster painting is going to be a painting in fall. And I'm working on the other one. So hopefully by this weekend I'll have the montage video you guys can watch for the big reveal. Alright, white paint, life dots. Ready? Bam. And bam. And we're going to do a swoop. And a swoop. And he is all finished. Wah! Oh my goodness. So this one was a lot of fun. He's definitely different than the first guy, right? So the first guy looks more like a muscle man. Look, there's the, I'm going to show you side by side. So this goes to show you that no two paintings look the same. So that's the one we just did, and this is the first guy. So he's definitely scarier. He is definitely scarier than the original. Right? Tell me he's not scarier than the original one. Maybe because he's darker? That's the original, and that's the one we did tonight, right? Tell me he ain't giving more of a creep vibe. He looks cool, right? He's definitely scarier. Maybe it's the fingers, because I added the fingers in? Or just because he's darker? Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely creepier, though. This is going to one of your 4-year-old great-grandsons. You hope it doesn't scare him. Oh, Debbie, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. If you want to make it less creepy, right, since it's going to your grandson, you can turn around and give him eye color, so this isn't so piercing. You can do his eyebrows not at an angle. You can just curve the eyebrows like this, and that'll take the creep out of it, like make it a little less creepy. Alright, so you can round the eyebrows and then give him black with an actual eye color, and then that will soften his features and he wouldn't be as creepy. My first one has kind of a grin. Yeah, because I put stitching pointing up on this side, right? So even though I did the scar, he has like a little stitching going on right there, pointing upwards. And he's just straight across. That's true. And the eyes are, oh, with the dark, with the lightning. Yeah, because I did dark lightning on that guy, and this guy has the light lightning, so it's just a subtle touch. And this one is like in your face. And he looks like he's coming out of the canvas with the hands, right? That's why I wanted to do the hands, because I knew it would be a cool touch. Right? This guy's just kind of chilling, and this guy looks like he's coming at you. Well, so next Friday's our witch. Alright, so Mackenzie and Anthony, next Friday, we're doing ghosts and spiders and pumpkins and googly eyes and a witch and a cat and a skeleton and bats. So I hope you guys are painting with us again. And like I said, stars, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You guys keep the lights on, so thank you very much for that. If you send me more than $3, make sure I get your address so I can send you Mr. Nifty's. Okay, if you'd like a paintbrush, a brush set, private message me so I can get your address to send you out a brush set if you want to order a brush set. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks, guys, for joining me. There's paintings on Etsy. Replays are on YouTube. Website is getting good. It's getting there. TikTok every Tuesday at 10 p.m. if you're on TikTok. And just remember Eve's Artistry. Also, guys, if it does not say Eve's Artistry or Eve's Creations Paint Party or anything like that on a link, don't hit it. It's not me. Okay? And you'll either see it posted by Eve's Creations or you'll see it posted with my first name, Kristen. If you don't see those, don't hit any of those links, okay? So, oh, thank you, Brenda, so much for the stars. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Brenda and, did I write it down? Did I write that? Brenda and Charlie. I always liked the name Charlie. It's a good name. Butters is sleeping. Hardcore. Thank you so much for the stars. And thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Alright, so I'm going to end it because I try to leave it in a time frame as best as I possibly can. And I'm going to see you guys all on Tuesday. Okay? You all warm my heart. Have fun. Go create. I'll see you Tuesday. Okay? Mwah. Bye. Aw, Penny. That's okay, Carolyn. Night, Tina B. Yeah, girl, you gotta make some time for yourself. Too much work in school. You need to zone out, make some time for yourself. I agree. 6,000%. All right, good night. Y'all warm my heart. Have fun, go create. Bye.